teeth, anything like that, then you're just building up a whole sort of faculty of knowing what's going on. So the first move, so what we usually do at Breathworks is we get people to focus on their breath. Most people are quite stressed these days and a bit, you know, got too much energy. Hello? Someone saying something? And what was I saying? Too much energy. And when you be aware of your breathing, it usually calms you down. But it's a little bit after lunch now. We may be a little bit sort of lacking in energy. So it might be good to do a few more slightly vigorous movements just to get our energy flowing. And then we'll sort of do the mindful movements proper, as it were. So we could just do this movement of swinging your arms around. Just let your feet, you can keep your feet still on the floor. You don't need to lock your knees. Just let everything become soft. And just, if this is comfortable for you, you can just swing your arms around like this. Vidyamala, my beautiful assistant, is the person who's can't stand it very easily. So she's going to demonstrate a lot of these movements sitting down. And if any of these movements are not comfortable for you to do, quite honestly, they don't really matter all that much. You could just make your own up. There's a principle which I'm going to keep coming back to during this half-hour session. So this is just swinging. If you want to turn your head a little bit, you can. You can just get a slight twist in your spine. Feel the weight of your arms, kind of your arms lift as you go round. You know, like those swings in the fair. The faster they go round, the higher the chair goes. So you don't need to do this fast, but I'm surprised Vidyamala can do this on a chair. It's not easy. All right, so just let the movement come to rest. The next one is easier to do on a chair and standing. It's done by taking your arms back. And I don't know if you can see my shoulders. I maybe I'll come a bit closer to the camera. When my arms go back, my shoulders come up a little bit. And what you do is you kind of let your shoulders rise up when you swing your arms back, and then just let the arms come forward. And this is a lovely massaging feeling on the shoulders. So they don't come up when your arms come forward. And very often we're so in front of ourselves, so ahead of ourselves, forget about what's going on behind. And it took me quite a long time to realise that this movement was about the shoulders lifting. I saw myself in a reflection in the window. I thought, oh, look at my shoulders are going up and my arms go back. It's amazing. And now I can really enjoy it. So you just let your arms float back. You don't have to push too hard. You don't want to hurt yourself. So you just a gentle massaging. I might coordinate my movement with Vidyamala. Looks nice. Oh, I can't do it. Never mind. And also, what you can do in this one is you can bounce a little bit. That's kind of more complicated. You have to do it with a rhythm, with the arms. Okay, that might have got the blood moving, the energy going a bit better. So a really nice first introduction to a mindful movement is a lot of these movements are kind of like Qigong movements. And you use your breath to move your body. So in this movement, you can just breathe in and let the hands float up to the top of the chest. Turn the hands over, and as you breathe out, your hands go down. So I'm breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And you can keep the knees soft, so you're not standing tight knees, and you can even bend slightly, straighten the legs as you come up a little, and then sort of sit down. Down. Let the breath constantly lead the movement. And this is a particularly good movement to do several times a day, particularly if you're feeling a little sort of wound up, too much energy, a little bit anxious. You could even take a slightly deeper breath as the head comes in and go, ah. Okay, and then you can just let the hands come down. And we can take this movement a bit further now. Just make sure I'm not going to hit Vidyamala. This time I can let my hands float up with the in-breath, but they go up a bit quicker and they keep going up with the in-breath until they get high up. You can't see my hands. I'll have to bend down on my knees and do it here, like that. And then you just let them float down to the side on the out-breath. So you breathe in, coming up, hands go up, turn the palms, and let the hands float down on the out-breath. It's as though the out-breath is controlling the speed. And if your neck is okay, if you haven't got any problems with your neck, you can, if you want to, just look up and then look back forwards. So you look forwards, and if you want to, as the hands come up, you can look at the hands going up. If you were doing this outside, you could look at the blue sky. Well, today, the grey sky. Probably get your eyes washed. So you're following the movement, following the breath the whole way through the movement. Okay. Now, yesterday, Vishwapani got us to stand on one foot and just stay stable. I'm glad he didn't tell us to do it with our eyes closed, because when you get over 60, you can't normally do it for more than a couple of seconds. Just try doing it then. So one of the troubles of old people is they lose their balance. The inner ear goes, which is the part of our body that keeps us balanced when we can't see. And when you're young, you can balance quite easily with your eyes closed, and it's fine. But as you get older, you start losing your sense of balance, and eventually you can lose your sense of balance so much that you slip, you fall over, and you break a hip or something. So it's good all the time to just do this kind of balancing on one foot. Just breathing, balancing on one foot. And if you're under 60, keep your eyes open. In fact, it's probably best if everyone keeps their eyes open. It's a bit easier. And you're just practicing this balance. And this keeps all the balancing components of your brain and body working well. And it's a lovely mindfulness practice, because you need to stay focused. It's not that easy to think about complicated things. And you can then try the other foot. And of course, this is a kind of position to start mindful walking in, if you wanted to do mindful walking, which is simply done by taking the foot. When you breathe in, the foot comes up, and as you breathe out, the foot goes down. You can't do this if you're sitting down, obviously. Your foot comes up, and as you breathe out, it goes down. And you breathe in, foot comes up, swings forward, and on the out breath, it goes down. And it's good if you can keep your head still. A lot of people end up doing it like this, but it's very puts a lot of strain on your neck. Your head weighs something like 6 to 8 kilos. like 15 cans of baked beans. So if you hang it forward, it's all that weight, all those baked beans hanging down. So you can just, and you can do this anytime at home, just again to meditate with. You could do a walking meditation in that way. You could do it for probably quite easily for 20 minutes if you don't have a problem standing. And it's a very nice way of meditating and of just winding down when you're feeling a little bit wound up. So we can also do a balancing movement with where we're moving a bit more. So you could just try this. Lift the leg up with the in-breath and let the hands come out to the side. And as you take the foot down, let the hands go down. So you're breathing in, the hands come up. This is sometimes called a crane pose, and you can come up as much as you want to. I don't know if you can lift your legs when you're sitting down, if you've got something wrong. If your spine is damaged, you may not be able to, but you could sit and lift a foot, or you can just lift the arms and imagine you're lifting the legs as well. And you can do as much of this as you want to. If you're fairly strong, supple, you can do it a little bit further. And if you're not very supple and you're finding moving difficult, you can just do it like this. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep your eyes open. And you could also, if you can, imagine you're flying like a great big bird. Wings beating. Okay, then come to rest. Another nice movement for kind of chilling, letting the energy kind of drop down, so you're not all in. You don't feel like you're in your head a lot. Is to breathe in. I do it sideways. To breathe in, and you let the hands come forward. You lift the hands up, take them back. As you breathe out, they go down. So in the front, it would look like this. And they're not coming up very far. They're not coming up here. Just about this where my belt is. So it's just coming up to about belt high. Fingers hanging down, and then just drop. And you can imagine all the kind of stress and strains of life draining out through the fingertips. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, then come to rest. And the next movement we could do, you're sitting on a chair. If you want to sit down, if you had enough of standing for a moment, we do a couple of sitting positions. We're going to do some shoulder rolls. So you lift up your one shoulder, take it forward, and then bring it down. Comes up, over, and down. And it comes up with the in-breath. Goes out, down with the out-breath. Something like 8 repetitions is a good number to do this. And then you could go backwards, the other way around, following your own breath. Okay, then we can do the other side. First of all, one way. Breathing in, comes up. Breathing out, goes down. And go around the other way. And then another shoulder roll you could do is you could take one hand and place the tips of the fingers on the top of the shoulder. And then as you breathe in, bring the elbow forwards, take it up, breathing out, take it down. Breathing in, breathing out. And then you can come to rest and go around the other way. Breathing in again as it comes up and out as it goes down. Or rather, as you breathe in, it comes up, and as you breathe out, the elbow goes down. And if your shoulder's very stiff, just doing it a little like this still will make a big difference. Okay, then we can do the other side. So, bringing the shoulder forwards, taking it up and back. Breathing in when it comes up. Breathing out, letting it follow the out breath as it goes down. Go around the other way. Okay, and then shake. And we'll do a couple of neck movements. If you'd like to take your hand a bit like that, and you're going to place it around the back of your neck, and then just grip these muscles gently. And with one hand like that, if you're comfortable, you don't need to do this with this hand, but I'm just pointing to my nose because I'm going to move my nose in a circular movement. Keep your eyes open. Breathing in as you go round and out, as you go down. And go around the other way. And then release. You do the same to the other side. So again, you just take hold of these muscles and just squeeze them a little bit. The side of this vertebrae. And then the nose going round in one direction. Breathing in as it comes up. Breathing out as it goes down. Around the other way. Okay. And there's another couple of neck movements where you come to a shake first of all, let your shoulders loose as much as possible. And in this movement, you can draw the chin in, on the in-breath, lift it up, and then breathe out. It goes down. I'm breathing extra loudly, hoping you can hear me, but you don't have to breathe loudly. You might want to close your eyes doing this because you might get giddy. Okay, and then come to rest. And you can go around the other way too. You can, which way did I go then? Yeah, you push your chin forwards, lift it up, draw it in, and it goes round like that. This is said to be a bird drinking, and the other one was a tortoise drinking. When you're sitting a lot in meditation, these neck muscles are getting often very stiff because it's interesting if you watch people when they're meditating, and of course we can see all of you if you're in the front of the camera. Some of you meditate like this. And it means that these muscles here are doing a lot more work than these muscles here, because these 15 cans of baked beans are going over that way. So it's why it's so important to get your head aligned and your spine aligned when you sit, and so that the weight of your head, all that 6 to 8 kilos, is being transmitted down through the skeletal frame into your sitting bones, down into the chair, and if you're standing, down through your legs into the floor. So how are we doing for time? Okay, a few more minutes. So a couple of other movements we could do. If you're comfortable putting your hands on your head, I'm just going to kneel down for this because you won't see what I'm doing otherwise. And if you can turn your palms upside down, and if you can touch your fingers like that, and you take a breath, and as you breathe out, your hands just move up. And you breathe in, they come down. Now, if you're super flexible and your mindfulness, your awareness of your body saying, oh, I feel like a stretch, you could, if you wanted to, have a bit of a stretch in that movement. So you breathe out when your hands go up, I think. It's difficult when I'm talking, I get it. Yeah, you breathe in when your hands come down. As you breathe out, your hands follow the breath and go up. Okay, bring your hands down. And there's another movement similar to that. If you place one hand like that, and the other hand like that, and you take a breath, and as you breathe out, you take the hands apart. Best not to do it under the light. And then you breathe in, and the hands swap over, change position, and as you breathe out, they go up. If you're feeling very stiff, you don't need to stretch. You can just kind of easing the joints, really, just gently. Learning to follow your breath. That's the key thing about mindful movement, is let the breath lead you. And of course, when you're aware of your breathing, you're in the body, you're in the present moment. You don't even have to think about it being in the present moment or in the body. That's the only place you can be. Many wonderful things about the breath, apart from keeping you alive. I think I'll show you some lying down movements another day because I have to change the camera angle and I haven't got it set up for that. So I think we'll just do a little bit of tapping to finish off this sequence. So if you want to just take your hands and you can just gently tap your head. Some people go a bit like that, but I don't like doing that. It kind of makes my head feel hollow, unpleasant. Some parts I like to just, on the back of the muscles of my neck, I like to tap a little bit more. And you can come round and do the face. And then you could form a very loose fist, and you can just around your shoulder a little bit, and then you could take it down your arm. You see my wrist is quite soft. I'm not hitting myself very hard. Don't need to. It's just kind of waking up across, and you can change sides. Stay aware of your breathing as you do this. Chest, wherever you can in your chest. Go down to your tummy. Sometimes it's not comfortable tapping your tummy, so you can give it a little massage. And then you could turn the hands around the back, and just with the back of the fist, you could just, kidneys are up here somewhere. You can get your hands up there, you can tap the kidneys. And then down. You turn the hands around, give your bottom a little bit of a tap, round to the front. And then if you want, if you can go down one leg, go down the leg, come up and go down again. Stay aware of your breathing as you do this. The other side. Okay, and have a bit of a shake. And then put your hands together, rub your hands together as fast as you like. And then you can give your face a wash with your hands. Oh. And just being aware of any Vedanas. It's pleasant, extremely pleasant. Another go. Some more energy in your hands. And then again, rubbing your face. You might want to rub your whole head, neck, shoulders, a bit of a rub. Back. Well, let's do it one more time. Just got a couple more minutes left. And rub. Oh, yes. A couple more buttons going in your body. That happens if you're hugging yourself, but it feels nice. Okay, another shake. And then that's the end of the mindful movement for today. So I have 15 minutes, and then we'll be going into groups after that. So the same groups as yesterday, hopefully. And we'll see some of you there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sona.
Oh, my alarm's going off somewhere.
Thank you very much.
That was very nice. Thank you.
Please. Okay, I'm going to turn my microphone off now.